Hello YouTube, I'm Michael Morgan. This is Retro Reviews. Thanks for joining me today. We are back. We are in our brand new home studio, and I have a great album to review for you today from the king of country himself, my all-time favorite singer, Mr. George Strait, with George Strait latest, greatest, straightest hits from the year 2000. Before I get into the review, as always, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button on this video, and share this video. Okay, also, if you'd like to support us on Patreon, we're at patreon.com/retro reviews. And hopefully in the coming weeks, I'll be able to upload some more Patreon exclusive content and also get back into the habit of posting videos here on YouTube as well. Okay, George, latest, greatest, straightest hits, as I said, came out in the year 2000. This was George Strait's first greatest hits album since the 1995 release of the Straight Out of the box set, which was a massive seller. And the songs on this greatest hits collection come from just a really great time, not only in Strait's career but in country music in general. There are 15 tracks on this album. 13 of them are pulled from Strait's 1994 Lead On album, the 1996 Blue Clear Sky album, 1997's Carrying Your Love With Me, and 1998's One Step at a Time. Which if you go back and listen to those albums by themselves, those are just monumental as well for Strait. But at the time there were two previously unreleased tracks on this album, and the first one is called "The Best Day." This is just another one of those great father-son songs from George Strait. Just of course, the song "Love Without End, Amen," such an iconic song. And the Best Day tells a story of a father and son doing various things together. Like they go camping, they restore an old car. The song ends with the son getting married, and then with each event, the son says, "Dad, this could be the best day of my life." This is just it. If you have a close relationship with your dad, or if you're if you're a father yourself, I mean, the song just really enforces taking that time to make to make those memories with your children. Also, the second previously unreleased track on this album was the song "Murder on Music Row," which was a duet with George Strait and Alan Jackson. And unfortunately, this song was never formally released as a single, although it did receive some country radio airplay. It did hit the top 40. I do remember winning some awards as well for best duo or best duet with George Strait and Alan Jackson. And you go back and listen to "Murder on Music Row" today. I mean, it's almost very prophetic when you listen to the current state of country music. You have the bro country movement, and all that. You have country is kind of moving more toward pop, at which Murder Music Row, it talks about that as well, as how country at the time was moving toward a more pop sound, and this was a callback to the more traditional country of your Hank Williams, your Merle Haggards, your George Jones. To which, if you're familiar with George Strait's career, he was also instrumental in what was called the New Traditionalist movement, where in the early 80s, country music was kind of veering toward sounding more like pop music, and you had George Strait and and other singers kind of geared it back toward its roots. But the other 13 tracks on here are just really great George Strait songs. Now, although before I get into what the other tracks are, there are a few omissions on here. For example, you won't find the song, the big one, from the Lead On album. That's not on here. Also, "I Just Want to Dance With You" was not included, despite that being a #1 hit for Strait back in 1998. And also, you won't see any tracks on here from Strait's 1999 "Always Never the Same" album. But after "Murder on Music Row," you have the great song "Carrying Your Love With Me." You have Adelaida, Lead On, Carried Away, Blue Clear Sky, which was one of my favorites from Strait at the time. You have a song that We Really Shouldn't Be Doing This. And also the next song is just another Strait classic, one of my all-time. If I could somehow group a top 5 or 10 of my favorite George Strait songs, I could still make Cheyenne would be on that list somewhere. Also, you have the song True. You have a song King of the Mountain, Roundabout Way. You Can't Make a Heart Love Somebody, One Night at a Time. And the album concludes with Strait's cover of the Vern Gosdin song Today My World Slipped Away. So if you're a country music fan, if you're a fan of George Strait, I mean, no matter what you're experiencing, in your life, George Strait has a song for you. I mean, if you're in love, if you're dealing with heartbreak, I mean, George Strait has that song for you, and I highly recommend that you get your hands on a copy of latest greatest Straitest hits. Thank you for joining me today. Be blessed.